we are going to start this. Stay, Lily. Stay. We're going to start this live stream off with giving Lily some food. Lily, stay. She is so excited. Come here. Come on down. Okay, Lily. Lily, stay. Sit. Stay. Lily is getting, what are we giving you? 2 pounds of chicken. 2 pounds of chicken, Lily. Oh, there you go. I don't want to touch it because I don't want to get my hands all gross. But here, go for it, Lil. Go for it. Go ahead. Lily, go ahead. You're making it look like you don't want it. MK Knife Making, how you doing? I'm telling you guys, it is a lot harder to stream up here in northern Canada come the winter when it gets dark. We're out here, it's cold, we got the headlight on. We're gonna go feed Frou, the goat. We're gonna bottle feed her. I figured I'd give Lily some chicken while I was out here. So Lily's enjoying her chicken. And then we're gonna boot over to go see the goats. We also gotta put the chickens and ducks away. So Lily, you enjoy that. I'm gonna put the garbage in the back of my truck. Got the generator running. It's there's a moon up there somewhere. There's a moon up there. It was a beautiful, I think they were calling it a super moon, a full moon overnight. Okay, let's just put this garbage away. Got the lake back there. The ducks are still migrating through, which is nice. Oh man, I don't have my keys on me for my truck. I can't even open my truck if I wanted to. We're gonna throw the garbage in the garbage can. Okay, we're gonna go over and how you doing, TH? We are gonna go over and we are going to go see Frou, the baby goat. We're gonna go bottle feed Frou. We might have to put a couple chickens away, but we'll see. I moved the rest of the rabbits. I moved the rabbits all over to the hutches. The two girls, Snow here and Fluffy. No, I don't think they are pregnant. No one should be pregnant right now. I don't think my wife's breeding any of them. We just moved them over because we got some pregnant goats. And so if any of the goats are about to have their babies. Hi, Frou. Let me check on the goats before I come see you. Oh, hey. How you doing, Bernadette? I know, walk away. Oh, Bobby, sorry. How are all you guys? Everyone in here is good? Everyone's okay? I think that Noe is the next one to have her babies, so we're gonna keep a close eye on her. Hey, Mama. Let me just take a look at you. No, you're not. No babies are coming tonight. You're good. You're good. Lots of goat babies incoming, guys. Hi, cows. We're gonna feed these goat babies, though. Hey, guys. We're gonna bottle feed a baby goat. So if you guys are just joining in for your first time, get ready for a very pleasant experience because this is so fun. It's cold, but it's so fun. We're gonna try to set you guys up in a way that you guys can see the best. And I got a bottle here for Frou. Oh boy, sorry guys, I'm trying to set you guys up in a good spot. Okay, so if I set this up here, these guys are gonna want to jump up on me. Frou. Okay, everyone. Frou. There you go. And there you go. Oh boy. Okay, if anyone has any questions about feeding goats, bottle feeding, feel free to ask. The reason that we have to bottle feed her is because Mama had 4 and she's the runt of the litter. She's not able to get as much milk as the other ones. And so we're giving her the bottle. You can see the size difference between this guy and her. You know, way bigger. Stallion, what are you doing? Hey, stop eating her nose, little man. She's trying to do her thing and you're over here being a goof. I don't see any chickens in here, so that's a good sign. We finished the chicken coop, so I'm going to go show you guys the chicken coop after this. And Matt says, the baby goats got big. They're getting bigger every day. These boys are, the two of the 3 boys are really big. Oreo Jr. right here is not nearly as big as Stallion and White Knight. But Frou Frou's our little runt. Our little runt of the litter is Frou Frou, but she's adorable. What other animals are in there? Is that a rabbit? Those are 2 rabbits that I'm hearing, aren't they? Yeah, so this is Frou Frou, drinking from the bottle. She's getting bigger. She's really healthy. She's getting stronger. She's just not as big as the boys, so she can't compete for the milk. We're only having to feed her 3 times a day, once at night, once in the morning, once in the middle of the day, because she's still able to, she's old enough now that she can eat some grain and she can get some milk off mom when she really wants to. Mom's a little mean to her compared to the boys, but that's okay. Hi, Mama. You're not getting any milk. I'm not giving you any. Okay. Come on over, Frou Frou. Okay, a little more. I want you to finish the bottle. There you go. And Toasty says, yum! When did burgers start drinking milk? I mean, these aren't cows. These are goats. This guy's trying to chew on my finger. What are you doing? Oh, I want you to finish the bottle. I want you to finish. You're almost there. You got a little milk on your forehead. And Daisy says, say 6, 7. Oh, I'm not giving you the bottle. I'm not giving you any. Okay, she's almost done. She needs a little more. If you guys have any questions, any concerns, any plans for the week, you guys let me know. A little update for you guys. I'm going to go pick up our 2 donkeys on Saturday. Oh, she's got so little left. Let's give her a little break, and we'll give her some more. Let's see these guys. So we're gonna go pick up our 2 donkeys on Saturday. So I'm gonna go do a road trip. It's gonna take me about 16 hours round trip, but I'm gonna go get these dang donkeys. I was trying to pay a hauler. Let me see if I can spin you guys around to look at my goofy mug. Oh boy, we got the headlamp on. There. So I was trying to pay someone to bring me the donkeys, but I was not. The person, they were driving me crazy. Let me tell you the story, guys. So I was trying to pay someone to go get me the donkeys and bring them to me, and everything was lined up. They were supposed to pick them up mid-October. The reason I wasn't going to go get the donkeys myself is because I had spinal surgery 2 months ago, and my back wasn't going to be good enough to make a 16-hour round trip. So I was going to pay someone. And they kept pushing it back. They ended up pushing it back to Halloween. And then they pushed it back to November 1st, then November 2nd. And then November 2nd comes, and I can't get a hold of the guy. And I finally get a hold of him, and he says, what donkeys? What are you talking about? I don't remember this. Look, I've been talking to you for 3 weeks about this, and you kept giving me a day that you could do it. So, I don't know. I decided my back's good enough. We're going to go get them ourselves. So I'm going to make the road trip solo Friday, get them Saturday morning and get back here. But altogether, it's about 16 hours of driving. So it's going to be a long couple days, but we're going to get it done. And Dark Base, which is Freshly. How you doing, Freshly? They changed the way names work on here, Freshly. So now you're Dark Base. We're just hanging out with the goats. Hello. Let me put my headlamp back on. Oh, there we go. Let's see if this little one will finish the bottle here now. There's only a sip. I was debating with my wife. She was saying that she was going to take more, and I was thinking she was going to take less. Hello to this little guy. And Jets says, how much milk do they go through? So she drinks about 400 milliliters per feed. Is that right? No, 300. She goes through about 300 milliliters of feed, and I'm feeding her 3 times a day. You can see how round her belly is now. So she's there. Let me turn the light on. You can see how round her belly is. See the sides are sticking out. She's full. She's got lots of milk in her, especially like compared to this guy. You can see she's full. So she's going to be good. These guys are all chewing on me and jumping on me. So yeah. Anyway, if it weren't for that flashlight, it would be pitch black. Happy chickens, how are you doing today? We are going to leave these fun, rambunctious goats, and we're gonna go check on the ducks and chickens. I'm gonna take you guys and show you guys the new coop I just finished building on the weekend. I just finished it on the weekend, so let's go take you guys over there. Okay, goats, I'm gonna say bye for now, goats. So we're gonna go this way. I think I have to turn my headlight off when I approach because I've got solar lights inside there. You see how the coop is lit up? Okay. So I'm gonna turn my headlight off as we approach. Let me close this door. This is the duck log cabin that I built last year. This is the duck log cabin. There's some ducks. Let me close the latch. And I gotta close this outside winter yard. And I gotta steal a chicken. Okay. Hello, chicken. Hello, ducks. Bear with me 1 second, guys, while I just close this latch. Okay, so this is the duck log cabin. You got light. So this is the duck log cabin that I built last year. The only change I'm gonna make is I think I'm gonna put plastic wrap over here for the winter, across the top here, and maybe the back. There's metal netting over there, but I'm gonna block that off. We need to steal this chicken and put it in the insulated house that's over there. So let's steal the chicken. Here, let's raise you guys up. And I'm gonna catch the little dinosaur, so give me a second to catch it. It's no longer roosting, so. Okay, I got you. Hey. I got you. Ah! It's got me! Chicken! Da-na-na-na-na-na. Okay. Let's go put it in its house. I thought there were two of them out here. Thought my wife said, but I only see the one. So, maybe there's only one. Only one MIA. Let me lock the door. Okay, guys, let me show you. Next. Okay, the light is off in here. The light should be on. There's a cow. Cows are going crazy over there. Okay, so this is the winter coop. And 10 Senpai, how you doing? Hi, Lily. So this is the winter coop. Insulated doors. Chickens are all up on the roosting bars. I did PVC pipe feeders. Chickens up on the roosting bars. One up there. I see 4 or 5 eggs in there. And Omar says, winter coop for what? So these chickens, let me take the one out of my hands. And let's just put you right there. You can enjoy the bar. Okay, so up here in northern Canada, guys, it gets to minus, let's turn the light on. Now the light is on, but the light's really dim. Oh, it must have been cloudy today because the lights basically got dead battery. Let's set it back to off. We'll let the battery recharge. So up here in northern Canada, it gets to minus 40, minus 45 degrees. Ridiculously cold, minus 45. And so the chickens aren't designed to survive that kind of temperature. They'll just freeze to death. So I built this fully insulated coop. The only thing I need to do in here is I'm going to mount on this sidewall right here a heat pad, a big heat pad. And so then all the chickens can curl up by the heat pad. I got a south-facing window in here so that it should get some natural sunlight. Like I said, all the walls and doors are fully insulated. In fact, we're gonna close this door. I've got it on a string and a string, so I can close that door up. Actually, I should hang the string. We'll hang the string right up there. So, yeah. And Black Hole says Northern Ontario or Northern Quebec? Northern Ontario up towards Hudson's Bay. And Omar says, you build this? Yes, my father-in-law came down and gave me a quick hand. And yeah, we finished it this weekend. And Happy Chicken says, cold emoji, freshly wild. Dark Base says, beautiful chickens. Yes, I don't know where the other rooster is. He might be on the other side. He might be in the summer coop. And yeah, these are my 3 PVC pipe feeders. So you just basically, you fill these up with food and it fills up the pipe. I don't know how full I have them right now. Yeah, pretty well full, well, mostly. So you fill up the pipes, and then just as they eat here, gravity causes it to fall down. And so, yeah, that way you don't have to be feeding them every day. It doesn't make as big of a mess. Horntail is not in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 4 of the chickens aren't in here. So I'm going to say 4 of them must be in the other base. So I'm actually going to open it back up for tonight. It's not that cold, but I'd rather open that door in case any of them want to come and snuggle. So there, we open that door back up just in case. And Black Hole says, hello from New Brunswick. I believe that's New Brunswick. How you doing, buddy? And Omar says, hope the fox didn't catch the missing one. I don't think so. I haven't seen the sign of the fox in the imminent area. So here's some right here. There's some in here right here. Probably some in the nesting boxes in here. Yeah, there's still a bunch of chickens in here. So let's just close that up there. Since they're still in here and they're not minding the cold that much, I'm gonna leave them. It's about for our American friends, it's around 30 degrees Fahrenheit out right now. So we are below 0. It's cold, but yeah. So here's half the chickens, maybe a little more than half. The other half are on the other side. And this is the insulated coop. I left a gap at the ceiling for ventilation. However, if it turns out that that's not enough gap and I'm noticing frost forming on the roof, I'll open it up more, or I'll put in like a dryer vent up here. So all the way through the wall. And Paul says, getting chilly already, huh? Yeah, there was ice on all the water, all the puddles today. Not the lakes yet, but we're getting there. Calling for snow tomorrow. And Omar says, below 0. Holy cow. Yeah, it's cold. And Omar says, it's 40 degrees here. Where's here, Omar? Where are you? Where are you at? She's chilly here. We're actually going to collect these eggs so that they don't freeze overnight here. We've got 6 eggs. I didn't bring my basket, so I got to be careful. Last time I put them in my pocket, I broke them. Okay. 6 eggs. We're still gonna put them in our pocket, but we're gonna be careful. Very, very, very careful. I probably shouldn't be putting them in my pocket. Oh boy. Okay, I'll put 2 in my pocket, and we'll leave it at that. And Scottish says, new subscriber, y'all stay warm. Thank you. Matt said, and Mark had said 60 in Chicago. And Magus said, those chickens freak me out. Would you rather see ducks? Let's go hang out with the ducks for a second. We'll close these guys up and we'll go hang out with the ducks. The solar light is actually pretty dim for the ducks too, and I'm guessing it's because the battery's low. It's been cold and not very sunny, so the batteries are probably just low. But here's the ducks. Hi guys, hi. I'm sorry I'm stressing you out by coming in and saying hello. Hello everyone. It's okay. I'm not that scary. I'm not gonna eat you. This here is a heat pad, right? That's a heat pad. I got to put another one in for the chickens, but the chickens is fully insulated, so I'm not as worried about them right now. It's not as cold for them. And Paul says, double tap the screen, people. Give a like. Thank you, Paul. I appreciate that. Kayla, how you doing, Kayla? Scottish says, duckies. Let's go see goats now, guys. I'm going to take you around for the little farm tour. We're going to leave the ducks. We're going to head over to the cows and goats. And I've got, of course, a handful of eggs. Hey there, little goat. Is that you, Bast? Are you coming to say hi to me, Basty boy? Oh, it's so cold out here, guys. It's so cold. But look at that full moon. Look at that. That's beautiful. We got the moon. Hi, Bast. We were hanging out with the baby goats earlier. I hear you guys. You guys still love me and miss me, I know. Hello, everyone. Snuggling up. Everyone staying warm in here? Hey, girl. Whoa! Hi. I'm holding eggs. They're not for you to eat. And Omar says it's a cheese moon. Mohammed says, can I have 4 eggs, please? When they come out with the technology that you can just grab these through the screen, they're there for you, man. Take a screenshot, and when you can pull them into physical reality, they're yours. What's better, chicken eggs or duck eggs? A lot of people, like, I kind of prefer the duck eggs just because they're bigger, but when you're doing homesteaded eggs, honestly, they're all good. It's just the duck eggs are bigger. So, I mean, you know, that's kind of nice. Sandra says, breakfast. Mohammed said, thanks for that, man. And Freshly Wild Dark Base says, love me some scrambled eggs. And who do we got hanging out in here? Are all the cows back in? No, just Gabby. Gabby, your friends ran away on us. And hello, goats. Lots of nice fresh straw in here for everyone. Super deep bedding, nice and warm. I'm gonna have to hang the fabric over the door. So what we do for the winter is we put some cloth, like some heavy duty fabric over top of the door, and it just helps keep the heat in here for these guys. So, I mean, they're plenty warm. It's just a nice thing to do. So I'll have to do that here soon. And Georgia says, hey, Justin, those babies are getting so big. And Sandra said, duck eggs are great for cooking cakes. Kayla said, Gabby, yay. And Mohammed says, I love cows, lots of milk. Paul says, buddy has about 80 goats. Not that many, Paul. I've got 9 full-size goats and then the 4 babies, but all these girls are pregnant. She's pregnant. She's pregnant. She's not. So, you know, we're about to have, oh, don't lick her pee. We're about to have, you know, another 2 or 3 out of her, another 1 or 2 out of her, maybe 1 or 2 out of each of these. So yeah, this month is going to be a busy month. We are also, I'm on my way to go pick up 2 donkeys this weekend. So one of the donkeys is pregnant. One of them is not. Their names are Ginny and Georgia. So this weekend, I am going to go pick up 2 donkeys, guys. How is Frou Frou, Kayla asks. Kayla, here's Frou Frou. Here is Frou Frou. Frou Frou's doing fantastic. There's Frou Frou, the one with the white that doesn't go all the way around. That's Frou Frou. Here's Mama Oreo. We got Stallion in the black. We got the white knight in the white. And we've got Oreo Jr. hanging out behind Mama. And little man, this guy, Stallion, is the most rambunctious. The black one is the most playful and jumpy and all that fun stuff. Sandra says, I love donkeys. Dilly says, I want a baby goat. If you live in the Northern Ontario area, we can chat about that because I'm going to be rehousing the 3 boys here. Well, all the babies really, but one of them's to a close friend. Frou Frou is going to a close friend. Abzal says, you are a blessed man. Looky you, mate. Nice to see some people care. Your animals look very well looked after. Respect to you. Thank you. Leandro says, are these Nick Cannon's kids? I mean, I think he's got more than we've got. And Freshly says, Justin is a goated homesteader. Guys, double tap that screen, give a like. Jay says, I need Stallion. Stallion's a stud, man. The black one hiding in behind the mom right now. What a stud. And Kayla says, are you live streaming after getting the donkeys? Kayla, so I'm going to be driving 16 hours round trip to get these donkeys. The Friday night, I'll probably stream from my hotel, just like a hangout session. Saturday, I'll probably stream after I get them. Once I leave the property, probably, maybe, I don't know. I'm going to have like 10 hours, 12 hours of driving to get back. So I don't know if I'm going to stream. I don't know. Maybe when I get home. when I get home, I'll probably stream. Ten Senpai was in the chat, says, gotta go, see ya. And Paul said, yes, this is great. So cool. Jesus is my God forever, says love and respect. Muhammad says, especially when fight with ya, the goats are adorable. I like to play with them. Stallion will jump up and push against me, and I kind of shove him back, and we get into this little wrestling match, and he loves it. And no Stallion there, more than you can ask for. They jump fences. And Kayla says, okay. And Freshly Wild says, what type of vehicle do you use for transporting? So I'm going to use my Ford F-150 and a double axle bumper pull cattle hauler. It's like a 2-cow cattle hauler. I hauled my 4 pigs with it, and it handled really well. So it's pretty heavy duty. It's going to be a gas guzzler, terrible mileage, but we'll get the job done. And Alf says, any baby animals looking so cute. And Georgia says, post pictures of Georgia and Jenny, I will. And Sandra says, you got this. It is flipping cold out here, guys. You guys can only see a light. I'm going to take you guys in the house for a hot minute. And we'll warm up by the fire, chat a little longer. And then, yeah, we're going to keep this, we'll keep this stream going for at least another 20 minutes here. But we're going to bring this inside where you can actually see who I am, for those who don't know. I love hanging out with them, but I'm freezing. It is like probably 28 degrees, somewhere around there. It is cold. She be cold up here in northern Canada. So, you guys get to be blinded by the light while I work my way inside. Lily! Let's go see, let's see Lily. Let's see, okay. Sorry guys, the moon is beautiful though. Look at that. And Lily. Hello, Lily. I already gave you 2 pounds of chicken, man. Don't eat my eggs. No, Lily has discovered that she likes to collect and eat eggs. And so when the chickens lay eggs in mysterious places, she finds them and she eats them. Okay, 1 second, guys. Hello, hun. I'm gonna bring this inside for a minute. I'm not facing you. I'm gonna sit by the fire for a hot minute. Just 1 second. I'm cold. I got the fire over there, guys. Bear with me 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Bear with me, guys, while I just set this up by the fire. Oh, and have a seat. It is very, very cold out there, but Mariah, you were right. She ate the whole bottle. I don't think she would have taken any more than that, but she ate the whole bottle. And like my red spot on my forehead from the flashlight, guys. Omar says, nice place, nice stove. Thank you. I'm working on putting up the faux brick backsplash. You know, it'll just get nicer with time here. But we got a nice wood fire going. For those of you who are new and are just joining, welcome to our off-grid homestead. We live way up in northern Ontario, far north, towards Hudson's Bay. It is freezing cold out there right now. I would say dress warmer. It's just my fingers holding the cold eggs. Wear gloves? I should wear gloves. My wife is giving me you know what? You got to go out here and just tough it out and complain lots about the cold this time of year. Just dress warm. And that way your body acclimatizes. So when it's minus 40, you don't freeze to death. One of our favorite things up here in northern Canada, like especially as a man, is to complain about the cold weather until after minus 40. When we hit the peak cold in like February and it starts to warm up, then you see us out there in t-shirts like, yep, nice day today. It's only minus 35. That's a typical man move. Complain, and then act way tougher than you are. And Goopinder says, may I tell you a fact of life? I quickly read it and I got it. Okay. Sandra says, you should listen to her. And Draven says, You know your wife loves you when she states the obvious, but you know she loves you because she didn't have to think about it. And Karen All says, there's no men left in Canadistan. Omar says the peak is minus 35. Yeah, the coldest we get here, like with wind chill, it gets down to around minus 50 at the worst of it. That's with the wind. Without the wind, we'll get some raw minus 40s, and it's awful. When you've got a raw minus 40, the vehicles don't want to start. It hurts to breathe. I did some live streams when it was like minus 35, and my phone would last about 20 minutes. You could watch, if you go back to some of my earlier live streams earlier this year, you'll see, I almost should speed one up as a time lapse. You can see my beard just getting icier and icier and icier. So I started off with a black beard, and by the end of it, it's just a giant thing of ice. And that's only in like 25 minutes. And then my phone just turns off. I'll have full battery, 99% battery, but it's so dang cold, the phone just turns off. I'm still in Ontario, but up towards Hudson's Bay. And Dan said, there is no men left, full stop. They are all melting into their phones. Kind of true, but I mean, hey, we still try to find time to get out there and split firewood and keep the house warm. And Krenit says, I grew up around the corner. In Nunavut? Were you in Nunavut? And Omar says, yeah, the phone will shut down. And Sandra says, listen to your wife. And Sandra says, I'm still looking. You're still looking at what, Sandra? Karen says, isn't Ontario a caliphate now? What's a caliphate on?
No idea.
What do you mean? Braxton said, I had poutine yesterday, McDonald's fries and KFC gravy. Our McDonald's up here makes McDonald's poutine, and it's actually pretty good. It's actually pretty good. And Krenit says, Quebec. Okay, I've done some work over in Val d'Or, just on the Ontario side of Val d'Or, Quebec, right on the Ontario border.
When did you do that?
That's actually the gold mine.
Ah.
It's right on the Ontario-Quebec border.
Okay.
Yeah. And Georgia says, good night, guys. Good night. And Sandra says, I'm still looking for a good man. Karen says, geez. And Dan said, there are no women left either. They're all too busy selling feet on their phones. It's the phones that are the issue.
Yep.
Feet pics on OnlyFans. I mean, it's an easy way to make money, I guess. Kayla says, what's your favorite rock? Ooh, what's my favorite rock?
I would assume you're going to say amethyst.
My wife's saying she would assume I would say amethyst. As a kid, it definitely would have been amethyst because it's something you could actually find around here.
I was thinking because of our first house.
Our first house was lovely. Our first house, the previous couple owners ago, the person who built the house was a stonemason, a physical stonemason, and the whole outside of the house and the fireplace was made with amethyst and quartz and fossils. It was a really gorgeous house. It was a showstopper, and you could see the countless hours that man went into hand picking every stone and cutting them flat and placing them all perfectly, doing all the mortar himself. Absolutely gorgeous. Honestly, if it were me, if I had done that level of work to the house, I would never sell. I'd have to die in that house.
You don't know he didn't.
I don't know that he didn't. That's true. Because we bought it from the next owner kind of thing.
We don't even know.
We don't know how many owners?
We don't know how many owners, but I know it was at least 2 more owners since he owned it.
Okay.
At least.
Yeah. It would have been anyway, it was crazy. It was crazy. It couldn't have been that long ago though, because they picked that house up from the
70s, wasn't it?
Yeah, from the dam community and moved it there. And he would have done the stonework after it was built after it was moved. So one of the kind of cool things about further north up here in Canada, guys, is sometimes you'll set up, especially back in the days, not so much anymore, but in the older days, if there was a big project like a mine or a dam or just a big forestry, they would actually build houses in this area, set up a new kind of pioneer establishment, build these houses. And then in 20, 30 years, when the job's done, they would pick the houses up and move them to a new community. And so our first house was one of those houses where it was picked up from one community and brought to where we lived. So just kind of a fun thing. You don't really see too much of that nowadays. It still does happen, but not really near as much. And Sandra said, I'd throw my phone away for a good man. And I've been here 35 years. Maybe I'm too picky, but oh well, I'm worth it. Sandra, it's okay to be picky. And there are good men out there. They do exist. Find a traditional Latin Mass church, and you're going to find some good men. That's where you got to look. You don't go looking in the bars. Don't go looking on Tinder. Don't go looking on any of the apps. Go to a church. Go to a traditional church, a Latin Mass church. Them boys are going to marry for life. And Donna says, oh, that first house you and your wife owned sounds gorgeous. It was really, really pretty. It had its own charm. The way we did it was our first house, I really wanted property. And so we bought the first house and it had 11 acres. I built a bunch of trails in the back, bridges. It was a lot of fun. We explored that land lots and it was 11 acres. Our next house, my wife really wanted to be on the water. And so we bought a lake house in a city. Very nice house. Lake house in the city, it was big. And then after COVID and all that, when we started this adventure just over 2 years ago, we decided to combine the two. We've got 156 acres, so we got the land, a lot more than we previously had, and we've got the water. This property here is a peninsula, so the water goes all the way around. We're off-grid. We heat with firewood, and we've got cows, goats, chickens, ducks, rabbits. We did pigs. We're going to do pigs again, and we're getting 2 donkeys on this weekend. This weekend.
Encourage Justin, everyone. He has to go get donkeys for me.
Krista says, it's my birthday today on November 5th. Please sing me a birthday song.
Ha.
Happy birthday to Krista. That's all you get from me, but there you go. Kayla says, have you ever heard the Canadian treasure hunt? Heard of the Canadian treasure hunt? I have not. I know there's a lot of like gold mining shows and Gold Rush Canada and all that. Dan says, I would just say go and do things you love. You will find a man there. Like he said, not on Tinder or in the bars. That is where the broken people gather.
True.
Good advice. That's solid. Paul says, hi, how you doing, Paul? Ernie says, I'm looking for a good woman that can split wood and skin a moose. And yeah, help you collect some chicken eggs. How you doing, Ernie? Guys, I encourage you, go check out Ernie's cabin for some really wholesome and good vibe content. Ernie's living that rustic life similar to us, and he's got his chickens, and it's just, he's got a really, really fun, like kind of old school way of going about his footage and his days, and it's just, it's a good vibe. It's a really good vibe. Go hang out with Ernie at Ernie's cabin. And Third Eye says, happy birthday. RK says, Philippians 4:13, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Sandra says, I live for me, but I'd love to share with someone. Kayla says, so basically, there's a treasure, and it could be anywhere in Canada, and if you look it up, there's a bunch of poems as clues. It's pretty cool. That sounds like the One Piece. Are you sure you're not watching anime? That sounds like you're following Luffy's journey for the One Piece. Any anime lovers out there? And Landis says, our goat was very lethargic and had a very bad diarrhea, and the next day he passed away. We think because of worms or something. What do you think? How old was your goat?
It's really good. Tell them it's really, I don't know if they can hear me.
They can hear you. They can hear you.
Well, it's really good to put baking soda, free choice baking soda out for goats, because if they do eat something that bothers them, that might upset their stomach or give them diarrhea or cause them to bloat, then they will, on their own, eat the baking soda, which can cure what they're dealing with.
Would you put that out all the time, or when you notice diarrhea or something?
Well, I mean, if you have all the time in the world, then you can only offer it when you think they need it, but I put it out all the time for them.
Did you catch that? My wife is saying you can put baking soda out all the time, and it helps with if they eat something bad, it'll help their tummies absorb it or kill off anything they could have eaten that was bad. And maybe a year old. Sometimes animals just die as well.
When around here we say if you have a livestock, you have dead stock. As sad as that sounds, sometimes animals just die. It's just part of it.
So here's what I would say, Landis. If you were breeding goats and you have a mama goat and that was one of her kids, and I would say in the next litter, if this happens again, it could be that this is just not a good mom goat and these babies are being born with deficiencies. Make sure you've got mineral blocks out. Make sure they're getting a balanced diet. Make sure they're getting lots of access to water. But if you're doing everything you think is right, none of the other animals are affected. If you have another litter of goats and...
I don't know if you call them a litter.
Whatever, and one of them passes away again, this just might not be a good mom to breed. She might just have bad genetics. Something to think about. It was our breeder goat, but he was still young. So if it was your breeder goat, but he was only a year old, was it a male or a female? I think I missed that.
Goats can eat stuff though and just die.
They can eat. We haven't had any issues. We haven't had this happen, but we know friends who've had it happen where they get into maybe too much bread or something. If you're not being careful about what you're feeding your animals. It was a male. Yeah, so he was still pretty young though. Even if he was your breeder, if he's only a year old, you know, he's still pretty young. You never know. He could have just been born with a defect.
Or he could have eaten something.
He could have eaten something.
If he suddenly had diarrhea, it's likely he ate something he shouldn't have.
Yeah, could have swallowed something he couldn't digest. Maybe got into some garbage or metal. Maybe.
But even just like they can eat plants that are poisonous.
They could eat plants.
That's why the baking soda being out is really good.
So my wife is doubling down. Offer your goats some baking soda. And Kayla says, so if I want to have coats, how much room do goats need? If I want to have goats, how much room do goats need? I mean, we let our goats free range, so they're all over the property. I think the number is I think it's around like an acre for every 3 to 5 goats.
But I think the more space you give your goats, the happier and less troublesome they are for you.
Yeah, I've seen people who keep goats in pens almost all the time, but really, you want them out there playing and grazing, and they cause way less trouble if they're not bored. So, you know, you hear issues, like I've heard of people talking about how their goats eat the electrical wiring off their trailers and jump on their cars and you know, do stuff like that. I would say the reason for that is probably because they're bored. So give them something to interact with in the field, give them lots of room to roam around, give them a reason to not do that. Nicholas says, are you Roman Catholic?
Yep.
Yes. Yes. And Larry says, get your wife on camera.
Wife is busy finishing dishes. I've been doing them forever.
My wife is slaving in the kitchen. She's been doing dishes for 99 years and a day.
Feels like it.
Here's the thing, guys. My wife is a lovely wife. She's like a low to no makeup kind of girl. She's a low makeup kind of girl. She's looking at me funny.
I just don't know where this is going.
She's drop dead gorgeous, but I know that I don't care if my hair is disheveled and I look like a wreck. I'll still come on camera, where she's a little more like, I'd rather get put together a little bit to go on camera. Am I wrong? You're looking at me like, why is he still talking?
I literally took a goat milking video when I was covered in all sorts of different substances and I didn't.
Come say hi.
No, I'm doing dishes right now. That's what I'm saying.
Looks like you're done.
I'm almost
Which
done.
is it, hon?
I'm almost done. I'm not done yet.
Will you come say hi when you're done?
Sure, once I'm done.
Stick around, because my wild wife is going to come say hi.
For a short moment.
The unlucky charm says she doesn't want to say hi. No, she does, but live streaming is more my thing than hers. It's something that's not comfortable for most people. I would say the vast majority of people. She's been on our live stream. She was on the other day, last week.
I'm working. I'm doing stuff while you sit by the fire. It's not that I don't want to say hi. I'm getting stuff done around here.
Darlene says hi. How you doing, Darlene? And Matt says, Sandra, chill. And Lil DJ Plays says hi. And Kayla says, when you did the poll for the name, did we end up as the Wildlifers? You know what, guys? I haven't fully decided. We're gonna start another poll. What do I call you? We're going to go with wildlifers, wild ones, other. And done. Okay, I'm throwing up a poll. Boom. Feel free to vote. The reason for this poll, guys, we are probably, I'm going to assume, guys, like and subscribe so we can say that we are at 2,500 subscribers. Can anyone check? I think we're at 2,500 subscribers. And most YouTubers will have a name for their community. And so, for example, one of the YouTubers that I'm subscribed to, Apollo and Layla, stick around for 1 second, guys. I'm not wearing it right now, but we can still show it off. Check out that Apollo and Layla merch. We got that A&L merch. So Apollo and Layla, he calls his people the A&L fam. So when you say, hey guys, subscribe and join the A&L fam, what do I call you guys? Matt says you are at 2.52 subscribers. Thank you. We are past our 2,500 subscribers thanks to you lovely people. So thank you for joining us and sticking around. But the question is, what should I call you guys? When you guys subscribe, is it like, yo, subscribe and be one of the wild ones? Or is it, guys, subscribe and join the community of wildlifers? Our channel is My Wildlife Homesteading. What do I call you guys? And JBC says, this man is very handsome. I'm looking at my wife right now, smiling. She gave a sigh.
I did not sigh.
And Minnow says, yes, this is a real furnace. This is wood fire. We got wood fire going on here. The backsplash behind is a faux brick backsplash that I'm installing kind of whenever I get a chance. It's not done. I had 3 boxes sitting in the house for like 4 or 5 months, and they were driving me crazy, driving my wife crazy. Kids were jumping on them. They're getting, I didn't want to ruin them, and so I finally had a weekend where I could just get that up, working on over in the kitchen behind the backsplash over there as well. Anyway, wasn't Wild Ones a motorcycle movie? I don't know. And Susan says,
dishes are finally done.
hi, wife. There she is. Aw. And Jacob says, how's the back doing? Getting better every day. I had a really, really busy weekend 2 weekends ago. I was working on the chicken coop and building a gate and doing, some augering. I hand auger all my posts and stuff. So I was doing a lot of work. That hurt me for the week. And then this past weekend, I finished the coop with my father-in-law. And so it wasn't heavy, but it was a lot of bending and awkward positioning. And so I've been pretty sore. I'm feeling pretty good right now. I've also been trying to get back to the gym. So I've been trying to go to the gym a couple days a week. And so the gym, I've been trying to go to the gym. And so that's been, just, you got to get sore before you get better, kind of. But otherwise, I would say my back is doing quite well. And Darlene had said, hi, wifey.
Hi.
And Suzanne says, my fiance and I are watching together.
Oh, how nice. I'm now folding laundry. See, I finished the dishes, now I'm folding laundry. So I am here, I'm just working.
And Mike said, we cut down 2 big trees today. And Suzanne says, Mary and Jesus art is beautiful. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. I love those pictures.
And Mike says, Jim, why? And has Jim been eluding you? Jim, as in G-Y-M, yes. So I had spinal surgery 2.5 months ago. About that. 2.5 months ago. Basically, my back, old hockey injury, it finally caught up to me. My back blew out on me. I lost use of my right leg there for like 6 weeks. And so they had to operate on my spine, cut out a bunch of the disc, and put me back together. And so we're on that healing journey. So now it's trying to get back into the gym, get all my muscles back strong, and get back fit. Ursh says 6 to 7 weeks. It was about 6-7 weeks where my leg was, blown out, and then 6 weeks of recovery where I wasn't allowed to bend, lift, or twist. Then another 6 weeks of recovery till I'm considered completely healed. So we got about 4 more weeks. Lid says, ice skating is so fun. I do need to fix my my ATV. I think the fuel pump went on it. So I need to fix that because I've got a plow on it so we can have a skating rink on the lake. We live on a lake here. And Ursh says, 6'7". Amen, bro. And Too Evil to Hope says, is your back goodish? Better every day is basically what I keep repeating. Better every day. Right now, the thing that's a little bit frustrating is I was running 2 miles in about 15 to 16 minutes on the treadmill. So getting that 7.5 to 8 minute mile in. Feeling pretty good about it before my back blew out. Now I can only run about 0.4 to half a mile in about 5 minutes before I lose feeling in my right leg and I can't run anymore. So it feels like it's getting better. The first time I hit the treadmill, I could barely get to a quarter mile. Now we're getting close to half a mile. It's just going to be a long journey, but I'm feeling better. And Kayla says, how are the boys? The boys are doing well. They're all sleeping. My oldest son just yelled back, no, I'm not.
You're not supposed to be live streaming in the house while the boys are trying to go to
It
sleep.
is so cold out there. I froze my fingers off. And Steve says, what's your favorite holiday made up by humans? What's my favorite holiday made up by humans? I'm going to say probably Easter. Easter for religious reasons. And Mike says, I never ran. I work slow and steady. Slow and steady wins the race. We've all heard the rabbit in the hare. And Larry says, I've had 3 back operations. I know what you're going through. It's one of those things where I hope that this is a one and done. I'm hoping that it's a one and done, but they took about 30% of my disc out from the vertebrae. And so it's going to be a weak spot forever. I'm still young, so there's definitely a chance that we can hurt it again. We're just going to do everything in our power not to hopefully not go through this again. But I feel for you. I feel for you. Suzanne says, Easter, yes. And Mike says, that fire looks so nice. It is very toasty. I'm getting nice and warm. And Kwan says, how old are you? I am 33. Steve says, for religious reasons, what's your favorite god made up by humans? I don't follow the pagan gods. Don't know what to say to this. And Suzanne says, we will pray for you. You will be okay. Thank you. I appreciate that. Mike says, 56. I'm old, LMAO. We all get older, but some of the best days of your life start post-retirement. So keep that in mind. I always enjoy watching a lot of the older kind of homesteady shows where there's an older couple who've done the work, done the grind, they bought the land, they're living our lifestyle, but without, the work commitments and all that, and they're just able to fully enjoy raising animals and living this lifestyle. And Kayla says, you are my favorite YouTuber. Thank you, Kayla. I appreciate that. I'm going to give you guys the last minute warning. We're going to end this here shortly so that I can hang out with my wife. Suzanne says, takes 2 years to adjust from retirement generally, very tough. I think about that every once in a while because a lot of purpose is driven from your career, from your job. Just you get so used to, we're almost trained to go to school every day, get work done at school, complete the homework. If you do go to college or university, you show up. That's where you're having your social interactions. You're getting challenged. You're giving tasks. You're completing tasks, and then you go to work. And that's where you're getting your social interaction and you're completing tasks and so you kind of get stuck on this treadmill. And I can see how going into retirement, not having that kind of objective, the loop of objective and completion fulfilling, can be quite tricky. But I think if you live a more difficult and rewarding lifestyle like being out here, you can easily substitute in your day-to-day tasks as work tasks. So I think as long as you if you retire, as long as you pick up a hobby or a lifestyle that keeps you active, keeps your mind going, keeps you socializing, I think it's an easier adjustment. I think a lot of people struggle when they get onto just sitting on the couch watching TV, and then that's when it's like they start looking for a job again because they're bored, and maybe they don't need to go back to work, but they want to because they're bored. They've lost that sense of purpose because all they've done is grind that treadmill for so long. And Mike says the simple life is the best, and Suzanne says Freshly was right. They've known each other for a year and a half, and Suzanne is a fellow Canadian. That is awesome. Thank you guys for coming over, and Freshly, thank you for bringing Suzanne over. And yes, pick up your previous hobbies, but more of it. And Mike says, I don't need much money. Suzanne says, Freshly, the way that they change the names, it's going to be so hard. I'm so used to calling you Freshly Wild, and now for me it's showing up as Dark Base HD. This is going to be hard for me to transition. I almost got to start calling you Dark. I don't know. And she's got my endorsement. And Suzanne says, appreciate you. Thank you for having us. And I found you in Apollo and Layla weeks ago, sir. We're surfing the same crowd. Guys, we got that Apollo and Layla merch right here. Shout out to Apollo and Layla, guys. Go check out Apollo and Layla on YouTube as well. If you guys like hanging out here, you will like hanging out with Apollo and Layla. And with that shout out, we are going to end this live stream. You know, the vote of what do I call you guys is coming back again as wildlifers in this chat. So it depending on when I do the poll, it's a toss-up between wildlifers and wild ones. But guys, like, subscribe, and become a wildlifer. Until next time, guys, we will chat again.